Thank you very much, everyone. I'm very pleased to be joined by my Shadow Minister of Finance, Jas Halan. We also have our Associate Finance Shadow Minister here, Eric Lefebvre. Yesterday, the government tabled a Ways and Means motion with regards to 3 tax measures. Now, I'll just take a very brief trip down memory lane, not to go too far back, but of course, we Conservatives have been leading a crusade for lower taxes, to axe the carbon tax and the GST off new homes, to cut income taxes. And of course, when we proposed this, the Liberals said we were crazy, and now all of a sudden they are, at least in part, plagiarizing our policy proposals and adopting modified and watered-down versions of them. Their motion will partly eliminate the carbon tax, the GST off homes, and give a very modest, very tiny income tax cut. So tiny that it would be barely enough to buy you a cup of coffee every week at a Starbucks. But it's better than nothing. Conservatives came here to fight for lower taxes and more purchasing power. And so we are going to put forward amendments to this motion that will get rid of the entire carbon tax for everyone, for real, for good. We also push for the GST to come off of more homes so that we can encourage more building and more buying. And we'll push for a bigger income tax cut that people will actually notice, so that hard work really does pay off for a change. Finally, we are going to push for cuts in bureaucracy, consultants, corporate welfare, and foreign aid so that we can match the lost revenue with lower spending in order to avoid adding to the deficit. Every dollar of deficit spending is a dollar of inflation that ultimately shows up across the country. We cannot print and borrow our way to prosperity. We need sound money again, and that means bringing down the deficit. So we will, that said, we are the party of taxpayers. We will vote for every tax cut, always and everywhere. We love taxpayers, and we want taxpayers to be better off. We will offer even better ideas in the future, and as I said a few weeks ago, I'm encouraging the Liberals to steal my ideas, because we have the best ideas. We've been winning the debate on ideas, whether it's on carbon taxes, inflation, housing, resources, drugs, crime. Conservatives have been leading on all of those things, and we're here for the right reasons, not for our egos. It's to get things done to make people's lives better so that they can work hard, have beautiful homes in safe neighborhoods. That's our mission, and that's what we'll fight for.
Can I ask you about Maine estimates? Maine estimates were also tabled yesterday, a $486 billion spending plan. We don't know how the money's going to get raised for that. I wonder if you've had a chance to review the estimates and whether or not you should vote on those before you see a budget and a fiscal framework.
That's a very good question. Just like Justin Trudeau, Mark Carney's spending is absolutely out of control. In fact, it's worse. Mr. Carney has proposed $130 billion of additional spending above and beyond what Mr. Trudeau had already baked into the prior budget. This is extremely irresponsible. Inflation continues to rise, and we want Mr. Carney to introduce a budget this spring so that we know the size of the deficit, how much it will add to inflation, how he's going to reverse the hemorrhaging of job losses in our country. And we're calling on Mr. Carney, who claims that he's a man with a plan, to show us the plan in one budget document. My caucus will be reviewing the estimates, David, and when we have a chance to do our homework, we'll decide. We don't want to decide on $500 billion of spending without having done a little bit of homework. So we'll have the pencils and the calculators out, and we will come back to you with a direct answer to that question.
Vous êtes un peu en deuil, M. Poilievre, de ne pas être à la période de questions aujourd'hui.
I don't like it.
Vous n'êtes pas à la période de questions parce que vous êtes un peu en deuil.
How does it feel not being able to
En français, Monsieur, c'est la même question. I'll respond in both languages. Hey, I'd love to be in there. It's a great place. I love the House of Commons. I love the excitement and the thrill. And I've never really been a spectator of the House. So but I'm going to work hard to earn the opportunity to do it again. I consider it a great privilege that I've been able to do it for so long in the past. And I think the opposition has a great role to hold the most powerful people in the country accountable through question period. En français, j'adore la période de questions, donc évidemment, j'aimerais être là. Donc, nous aurons une occasion, si les gens de l'Alberta sont d'accord, et je vais continuer de travailler fort afin de gagner leur appui. Thank you much, Pierre.
Will you take the same approach when it comes to speeding up approvals for big projects that you're taking with tax cuts? In other words, if they chip away at Bill 69 rather than repeal it entirely, would it have the Conservative support?
So you're asking if there was a bill introduced that would...
In your throne speech, there's going to be a bill to speed up approvals, one approval rather than two, deals with provinces. Is that something you would support in the name of speeding up projects, as you would with tax cuts?
The question we always ask is the proposal better than the status quo? If it is, then we support it. If it's not, then we oppose it. But I'll tell you, if Mr. Carney really wants to get things done, he's certainly not in a hurry to do it. These things are going to take a long time, even if he acts immediately. And he's talking about waiting till fall before any legislation will be passed. And he's only going in half measures. So I'll give you an example. The most direct path for a pipeline to Tidewater is to Northwest BC, but there's a tanker ban in the law. So nobody is going to start planning to build a pipeline west as long as that ban is in place. So he's got to get rid of that ban, or else we will not have a pipeline to the west coast. So where is he going to send it then? Is he going to send it up to the Arctic, to Hudson's Bay, through Quebec to New Brunswick? Well, he won't say. Yesterday, he didn't mention oil, gas, or pipelines once. Look, if you want to get things built, you need to pass very tangible changes. Very simple. You have to get rid of the industrial carbon tax, the energy cap, the West Coast shipping ban, C-69. That is how we're going to get things built. We need to unlock our incredible resources so that our trades workers get $200,000 a year jobs that will make them all better off. That's what we want. And we can be independent and self-reliant from the Americans. Thank you very much.